So we're in the midst of spring rain, which is good. We need rain. Everything's growing. Grass is growing. Moses kitty growing. And we're still working on the chicken coop because we've got the chickens in and soon it's gonna be time to put them out. We got a couple more things to do. We're gonna repaint it. And we got a new chicken door in, so we're excited about an automatic chicken door. So that's gonna go in right here. And then I gotta fix a little bit of the roof up here. That's still yet to come. What we're doing today during the rain period is we're putting predator apron, which is just something that's gonna keep things from being able to dig underneath the edge, the outside edge of the chicken coop. So I've got some old wire mesh here that is pretty sturdy. It's like 1.5 by 3, or it's not quite 2 by 4. Anyways, nothing big should be able to dig through that as far as, foxes, coyotes, possums, raccoons, all those things should not be able to get in through this mesh right here. So we're just rolling it out and cutting it off, and then we'll tag it to the bottom of the chicken coop, and then nothing will be able to get in. All right, so I'm not sure how easy it'll be able to see this, but this is what that predator apron looks like. So we're gonna bring it up to the edge, and then I'm gonna staple it into this pressure treated wood all the way around so that it can't be pulled back. And it's also, so this is the corner, so we laid a piece out that goes all the way down there, and then we've got another piece that's laid down here, and then they overlap by about 2 feet. And then we just kind of tied them together in a couple of spots here, and a couple of spots up here as well. So that's all we're doing right now. And then we'll staple it up, but it's starting to rain a little bit harder right now, so my phone's getting soaking wet. First time we've had any sun in quite a while, and the chicken coop still needs to get finished. So these shingles up here are pretty rough, but I'm not planning on replacing all of them right now. But the bottom was really bad. So we ripped all these off along this last strip right here. So we'll cut some plywood off and replace this. And then I found some old shingles. I say old shingles. I found some shingles in the barn over there. We'll put them up here, and hopefully we'll be nice and watertight, and we won't have to worry about it damaging the plywood.
As I tear out some of the materials of this shed, I realize these are really good materials. When they were originally put in, these are rough cut 2x4s that are actually 2 inches by 4 inches. The nails are thick and strong. They're hard to pull out. Everything is a really close grain wood. It's not grown too quickly or put together hastily. And when it was originally built, I'm sure everything was really solid and intended to last for a really long time, just like our old barn across the street. But when something is left in neglect and it's not had any kind of yearly upkeep, it begins to degrade. It deteriorates. It goes backwards. And whenever I consider that this material that I'm taking out when it was originally put in is probably better than the material that I'm about to put back into it, it makes me think a little bit about the way God has built us to be vessels of righteousness. And we're built by the grace and mercy of God. These are phenomenal things. And yet, if we neglect daily the word of God and the direction that God gives, guess what? We're going to deteriorate. We're going to go backwards into what we originally were. And so I have to consider, am I doing my daily upkeep? Am I considering God's word? Am I thinking about how to reflect Christ more day by day? Our faith is not something that can be neglected. It's not something that can be pushed aside and it will maintain. It will only deteriorate. But whenever we pay attention to God's intention for us through his word and through his desire for us to grow, that's exactly what we'll do. Our faith will become stronger and better and grow more, and will be a better vessel for righteousness for God, not by our own wisdom, but by the wisdom that God gives us.
So I debated whether or not I would show this, but this is what, you know, we deal with sometimes, and I don't have time to replace the, you know, roof joists that are in here. And I've got enough good wood up here that I can put a few screws in and hold the plywood in place. And so that's going to be what it's going to be. Yes, it's going to rot out more over time, but the chicken's got to get out here, and we're just making the best of what we have at this moment. So, you know, flame me as much as you want to in the comments, but there's a few of them that are not in the best of shape. And then there's 4 or 5 of them that are in pretty good shape. So we'll get all these nails out, and we took out all the, I don't know what you would call these boards right here, but they seal up the eaves, I guess you could say. We took out a couple of those because they were in bad shape, and the rest of them are in good shape. We'll cut some more of those and put them in whenever it's time. But for now, we're gonna get all these nails out, and then we'll cut some new plywood and put it in, and then we'll put new shingles on. Oh, here you go. These shingles are so broken, so terrible, that when I tried to lift them up to hammer these nails back in, they just broke off. So there's one there, and there's one there, and there's some down on the other end. So this won't last forever, but new shingles down here, old shingles up there. Eventually we'll tear this whole roof off, you know, a few years down the road, and we'll put metal roofing on here. But for now, these were free. They were in the barn. These existed already. The plywood that I put down was something that I already had on hand. So this doesn't cost me anything except a little bit of time. And the chickens are in the sunroom, or the deck, or whatever you want to call that. And they're close to needing to get out here in the coop. So we got to get this done, and we got to get it running. So we got it all painted, and actually this is a very delayed end to this video. We got it all painted, we got everything set up in the chicken coop, and the chickens have been in it for some time. Right now they are wandering around back up here in the woods somewhere, and I'm sure you might hear some guineas yelling at me here in the near future. But I thought it might be a good idea to go ahead and show you what the chicken coop looks like now that it's finished. We still got a few things we got to fix on it, but let me show you what it looks like. All right, here is the finished chicken coop. This green color, which we probably could have used a little bit more of it, but this green color is actually the same color as our house. And I know it's the same color as our house because it's the leftover paint from when they painted the house. So Nikki painted this with the help of the kids. And then as you can see here, we've got the predator apron that's down. It is stapled into the end, not gonna come out. Those are 1.5 inch long staples. And I mean, if something really big tried to get in there, it could, but we gotta work on locking this thing. Right now we kind of lock it and we put something in front of it to keep it from getting opened up. But open this up, and here are roosting bars and nesting boxes. So one of the issues that I have is we clipped their wings for a while because we had a fence set up out here. You can tell where it was set up, where they ate all of it out. So when we clipped their wings, the guineas seem to be able to get up on top of these roosting bars, but the chickens, for some reason, want to get up on top of this and roost. So they actually roost along that back edge. And then we have a couple that I don't think can make it up there. And so they are roosting in the nesting boxes. So I need to work on this a little bit. I know what to do, or I know a couple of things to do that hopefully will resolve this. And I may want to lower this lower roosting bar so they can get up on it a little bit easier and then go up here. Back here, this is our watering system, which in theory is great. But these cups right here are just not gonna cut it. I really wish that this came with the nipples that they can just hit with their beak and the water runs out and they can drink it. I may try and find some that replace it, because this is really a great setup for, fill it up every few days. They can drink out of it. It's really not a problem. We'll have to worry about keeping it warm in the winter. But right now we've had to go back to this guy right here, because the guineas actually jump up here, then they jump up here, and then they roost in the top up here. And when they roost up here, when they jump down in the morning, sometimes they smash into these things, and they've broken just about all of them, so they leak. So if you put water in that right now, it actually all leaks out of these right here. So I got to replace those cups with something that's better. We actually use these with our meat chickens, and the meat chickens, of course, they're not as crazy. They don't run around or jump around or do as much. So they were able to utilize those. So we'll fix that. We're going to get the nesting box adjusted and then probably cover up some of it. And then maybe lower this bar right here to see if that will help the chickens. And then on the outside over here, we have our solar powered chicken door. And you can see it's set to open at 7 and close at 9:20. You can do this based on light, but the guineas are really dumb and not good at going in, and so it has to be basically dark before the guineas will actually go in. So we'll adjust this time as the days go on, but they're getting used to it right now. But closes and opens, does a good job. I mean, we've had it in for, I guess, a month now, and it hasn't had any problems, except it does have a remote that we could not get to work. We definitely could not get it to work from our bedroom window that was right up there, which is unfortunate. We were hoping it could. So outside of that, we got our little solar panel here, and then we've got it kind of run up there so that the chickens can stay out of the way, or the wire can stay out of the way of the chickens. But so far so good. They've done a great job. They're growing. I think they heard that I was doing a video, and so they're being camera shy. Got some Americanas. This is an extra chicken that we got, I'm pretty sure. And I think it's called, I can't remember what it's called, but I think it has Buttercup in the name. It has a double comb that looks like a buttercup on the top of its head. And it also has one leg that is crippled. So I call him or her, I think it's a him, Stanky, because he's got a stanky leg. Here's a stanky leg right here. Stanky's doing good. Moves around well for a one-legged chicken. Other than that, we have a lot of Americanas. We've got 2 Rhode Island red roosters. We're only supposed to have 1, but sexing chickens is a bit of an art. So Americana, black Australorp, Rhode Island red, Americana, Rhode Island red rooster. There's the 2 roosters, and they're going to face off with each other. They're friends until they decide not to be. So Americanas, black Australorps, and Rhode Island reds is what we have. And then you can hear them. They're hiding. The guineas are good at hiding. Oh, they're running through there. Guineas. It's like Jurassic Park when the grass moves, but you can't tell what's in it. Here's a guinea. There he is. So we have 11 guineas, and they've been out roaming around, and I can't see what they're eating, but I assume they're eating ticks. So good job. And then last but not least, our friend Wobbles, who is the last meat chicken, who had a broken leg because raccoon got him and pulled his leg through the bottom of the chicken tractor and got a hold of him and pulled his leg through and broke his leg. And so we put him in the hospital wing inside, And then he got better. And then whenever the other chickens went out, we put him out with the other chickens. And now he's probably about a 10 or 11 pound chicken that needs to go to freezer camp. So time to start getting that done.
Hole is kind of, and then you just leave it alone for a second.
Okay.
Then we'll come from this, I think that's good for now. Come to the other side and down here, not all the way on the rectum, but down here, make another slit through the skin.
Okay.
Anyways, there she is in all her glory. The newly refurbished and updated and remodeled she shed to chicken coop.